Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week, Wednesday live at 5. So glad to be here with you. We'll wait, as always, we will wait a few minutes. We're going to talk about why no one wants to work for you tonight, why no one wants to work for your cleaning company. I'm seeing it everywhere. People are struggling hiring. So that's why I chose tonight's topic is why no one wants to work for your cleaning company and how to fix it. It's not them, it's you. So welcome back to Sisters Who Scale. I'm Cheryl Hadger, owner of a couple of things, Made Right, my own residential, commercial, and power wash and cleaning company that I have scaled to over $850,000 organically with no paid ads, no Google, no LSA, no Facebook ads, nothing, nada. Organic marketing strategies, learning your target market, learning how to brand, learning how to attract your tribe of high-paying clients. We do that without paying for any ads. It can be done because I have done it. Now I help other cleaning companies scale, grow their revenues, grow their teams, become better managers, become better companies, right? And that's one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. Hit that subscribe button because every single week on Wednesday, I give you the real, unfiltered truth about what it actually takes to scale a cleaning business. No fluff, no theory, just what works. So I'm going to see if anyone's on yet. So if you're here, say hi, say hello. A lot of people watch this on replay. We definitely had people register for it, but they watch it on replay a lot of the time. So let's talk about what we need to talk about today. We need to have a conversation that no one in the industry wants to have. You're posting hiring ads and no one is applying. Raise your hand if that's happened to. It used to happen to me. Or worse, they apply, you hire them, and they ghost you. They don't even show up for their shift. How many people have that happened to before, right? So you've told yourself the story to make yourself feel better. It's the labor market. Nobody wants to work. I've talked to other people and they say the same thing, right? You've told yourself, you've convinced yourself that nobody wants to work anymore. So you've put out that energy into the universe that nobody wants to work. You've told yourself good help is impossible to find. So I'm going to stop you right there because the hard truth is it's not the labor market, it's you. More specifically, it's your hiring ad. It's who you're targeting, and you may not even realize that you're targeting the wrong person, right? Or it's the fact that you might be too scared because you think the hiring is going to cost you so much, which is going to cost you money, right? It's labor. So you self-sabotage yourself. You just say, oh, screw it. I'm not even going to do it, right? So in tonight's training, I'm going to give you the exact reasons why your cleaning company is struggling to attract and keep good cleaners and a clear, actionable plan to fix that, okay? So you can build a team that actually shows up, does the work, and gets you out of the field for good. We want to get you to stop cleaning. That is the end all be all of this, right? So section one is you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So let's talk about the 3 ways that you're sabotaging your own hiring before you even start. Let's not dance around the subject. If you all know me or you've worked with me, I have a rip the Band-Aid off strategy. We just find the problem, fix it, roll up our sleeves, and get to work and fix it, right? So if you're struggling to hire consistently, repeatedly, month after month, something in your process is broken. It's not the economy. And I'm going to tell you why it's not the economy. Because the current state of America right now is they're taking away all of the free stuff. They're taking away the food stamps. They're taking away the free healthcare. They're taking away all of the free stuff. So everyone needs a job. Everyone wants to work. My company, We're on a hiring spree right now. We have business coming out the wazoo, and we need a lot of people. We're hiring 6 people, 6 people in the next week. We have 3 of them hired right now, a couple in the pipeline, or whatever, because everyone needs a job. Everyone needs to work. Okay. So if you're having a problem with your hiring, and I'm just going to say it, it's either in your ad, it's either in your interview process, it's in your screening process. You are doing something wrong. And it's fixable. Okay. So number one, we'll call it wrong number one. Your hiring ad is boring and nobody cares about it. The job sounds boring, right? So I want to have you pull, if you have an ad up right now, or after you watch this, pull up your ad wherever it's posted, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, wherever, or your Facebook job posting, and take a look at it. Does it say something like this? Looking for reliable cleaners, must have experience, background check required, pay is 12 to 15 an hour, apply now. That is the most boring ad, and I read them all the time. Right? It's boring. That doesn't tell the person reading it anything about your company. It sounds like every other cleaning company in your market. You don't stand out. There is nothing in that post that makes someone stop and scroll and say, I want to work there. That sounds like a cool place to work. It says nothing. It says nothing. So what you don't realize is your job post is your sales ad. It is your recruiting tool. Okay, so you're not just listing and opening here. You're selling your company to a potential employee. Just like your clients choose you over your competitors, your future employees are choosing you over every other cleaning company in your area. And the problem is right now, there's so many pop-up cleaners. We all are experiencing it. We're seeing Mary Smith and Joe Blow opening up cleaning companies, right? They're on every corner because everyone needs money, right? So everyone's hustling. So it doesn't mean they're good companies, but you have to stand out from all of your competition. And how you do that for the best talent is one of the things is your hiring ad. Okay. So right now you could be losing potential hires that are good because they're going to another company because your ad sucks, right? It sucks. So I know you're exhausted, right? I know, many of you are still cleaning 5 days a week. You needed help yesterday. So when anyone shows up to an interview, a warm body, as Cynthia Fox put it in her hiring ad, a lady, amazing, Lady Fox, I work with. One of my clients is she did drop them up last year. She's in Sisters Elite, which is my graduate program. She placed an ad today and she sent me her ad and it's freaking amazing. We worked real hard. She's hiring people now and she's excited. And it said in the ad, we're not just hiring warm bodies. Now, what's wrong with saying that in a hiring ad? It's just she's being honest, right? I just love that so much because I'm just such a very direct person. And I love that. I'm glad my directness has worn off on you, Cynthia, if you're watching. So I get what it feels like to be desperate for help, to be desperate for warm bodies. I've been there. I've hired zombies. Let's call them zombies, right? But here's what the desperation actually costs you. It costs you your time, your money, your energy, hopefully not your clients. But if you hire someone that is a crappy cleaner, you can get a complaint. A client can fire you, not to mention your sanity. So every single bad hire sets you back further than if you had just waited for the right person. So you're not just hiring a cleaner, you're hiring a representative of your company, a representative of your brand, someone who walks into your clients' homes. You can't just put anyone in there. Some of your clients are trusting you. Well, actually, all of them are trusting you with their space, with their private space. And you're picking the person in a 5-minute panic because you're too overwhelmed to think straight. Think about if your clients knew that you had zero hiring process. How would that make them feel? They wouldn't trust you. Then you got the next one, wrong number 3. So wrong number 1 is your hiring ad is boring and nobody wants to work there. Wrong number 2 is you're hiring out of desperation. instead of a strategy. So you're hiring that one body. And wrong number 3 is you're just plain too scared to hire at all. You think, I can't afford to hire. That's the third group. So the ones that aren't even posting ads yet because they've convinced themselves they can't afford it. You can't afford it because your prices are too low. That's why you can't afford it. So you've done the math in your head 100 times and you've told yourself, you need more clients first. You need more clients first. Nope, not if you don't fix your pricing. Not if you don't fix your pricing. That number's never going to change. So once you hit a certain revenue number, then you'll hire. Sounds logical, right? You're never going to hit that revenue number if you don't fix your pricing. A lot of you aren't charging enough, right? Meanwhile, you are still cleaning every single day. You are the bottleneck, the self-sabotaging person, the bottleneck, the person at the top that's screwing up, right? You're screwing up in your own business. And there's nothing that's going to change until you make a different decision. So what is this doing to your cleaning business? How are these mistakes actually sabotaging your growth? Okay, what's the damage from a weak hiring ad? When your ad is generic, here's exactly what happens. The wrong people apply. People who are applying to every job that they see because they're just looking for a check. The right people scroll past because nothing told them why your company is different. And you spend hours sifting through applications that go nowhere. I did an interview this morning for my own company. And I always ask them, I always say, why did you apply? Because I want to know. And she said, I have a lot of cleaning background experience. I like to clean. It, relieves anxiety, which is typical what you'll hear. But then she said, I looked through a ton of other cleaning companies and your ad was the only one that stood out and it made me want to have an interview. I know I did something right. That took time. That didn't happen overnight. But I put some, really, and my clients know this, I put some really real things in my ad. I don't make my ads generic. I don't make them sound boring. I make them sound fun. We're a fun company made right. We've worked really hard at company culture. People like working for us. I can say that. I've had people stay with me as long as 7 years, 5 years, 7 years. And I have people that leave on a good note, they're burned out or cleaning or whatever, and they come back. They want to come back. They want to pull part-time hours. They want to pull Airbnb. They come back. That is the biggest compliment to me, to my company, and that we're doing a good job with our people, right? You have to take care of your people. You have to take care of your people. So a weak ad doesn't just waste your time. It actively attracts low quality candidates and repels the good ones. So you're filtering for the wrong person from the very first sentence. If it doesn't sound exciting, your ad needs to sound sexy. You need to have a sexy hiring ad. And here's the part that I know is going to hurt, but the good candidates, the ones that take pride in their work, that are reliable, that have a good work ethic, they keep reading that ad and they decide that they're not going to apply because your company sounds boring. Right? The company sounds boring, so they keep scrolling. They pick Made Pro. They pick Merry Maids. Right? They pick someone else. They're going to choose someone else because your hiring ad sucks. Okay? So the damage from desperation hiring is when you hire out of panic, you don't just get a bad employee. You get a cascade of problems that come from the bad employee, right? Client complaints, quality complaints. They may fire you. That's happened to me. It has happened to me when I put bad people in their houses. You spend more time fixing mistakes than you would have spent if you did the job yourself. That burns. And your reputation takes a hit in the market. And that's worse. That is worse. Your team culture can suffer if you hire someone that doesn't fit. You have to hire people that fit the rest of your team. One bad apple will poison the whole crew. Definitely, you burn out faster because now you're managing a problem employee on top of everything else you're doing in the day. I know what you're doing every day because I did everything you're doing for a long period of time. I cleaned 7 days a week. I worked In the beginning, I worked 7 days a week for a whole year. I cleaned 5 days, and then I waitressed 4 shifts. So I would have double days. I'd be cleaning during the day, going to waitress. I just thought my body was never going to die. And one day it did, and I couldn't get out of bed. And here we have it. I had to learn how to manage and train people. So that's my story. So the damage from not hiring at all is you can never scale, and you're capped on how much you can make. And God forbid you have an injury. That what happened to me when I couldn't clean for 2 weeks and you got no money coming in. So if you want to scale, if you want to have freedom, if you want to keep this amazing tax shelter that owning a cleaning company can do for you, you need to learn how to hire. You need to learn how to manage. You need to learn how to write a correct hiring ad, and you need to stop blaming everyone else but yourself and take responsibility. That's how you're going to do it. That's how you're going to do it. You cannot market, you cannot sell, you cannot follow up with leads, build a system, and show up as a leader day after day because from, in your cleaning as well, because you're going to be too tired. Your revenue is capped, right? And every day you stay stuck, your competitors are hiring, they're growing, they're doing what you're too afraid to do. So you did not start a business. None of us started a business to clean houses forever. That was not the end goal. But if you never hire, this is exactly what you will be doing forever. And I don't say that to scare you or to piss you off. I say that because that's the reality of what's going to happen if you don't change something, right? So if you don't fix this, and I need you to think about this for a second, if you don't fix your hiring ad, you're going to keep attracting the wrong people and burn through your time and energy with nothing to show for it, and they're going to quit. If you don't fix your hiring standards, you will keep making bad hires, losing clients. It's like being on a hamster wheel and living in a constant state of chaos. I lived that in the beginning. 1 year in my company, we hired and I wouldn't say fired. We either fired them or they quit. 27 people. That was horrible to go through all those people, right? So if you don't fix this, you're going to stay exactly where you are. And that is cleaning, exhausting, and wondering why nothing is changing because you haven't changed it. So the cleaning business owners who are scaling, they're not smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just made the decision to hire before they felt ready. And that decision changes everything. Okay. I want to get that point across to you. Hi, how are you? How is everyone? So, okay, if you have a pen, piece of paper, write this down. I'm going to give you the exact steps to build a hiring process that actually works. Okay. Fix number 1, rewrite your hiring ad like a sales ad. I want you to think like that when you write your hiring ads. So stop writing a job description. Start writing a recruitment ad. There is a difference, right? These are 2 completely different things. So before I talk about, what that great ad looks like, the hiring ad looks like, let's look at what most cleaning business owners are posting. How do I know this? Because when I work with my clients, I have them send me their hiring ad. So I know. I promise you, one of these is going to hit closer to home for you. So bad ad number 1, the bare minimum. You read something like this: house cleaner needed, part-time or full-time available, must be reliable and hardworking. No shit, right? Of course, everyone needs to be reliable and hardworking. Pay based on experience, bad news. Background check required, call or text to apply. All right, what's wrong with this? I mean, and there's more of it in there, but that's like the main thing that everyone comes up with. There is 0 personality in here, 0 culture, 0 reason to choose this company. Must be reliable, tells the applicant basically nothing. Every single person who reads this thinks they're reliable, even though half of them aren't, right? Pay based on experience is a code for we'll lowball you if you don't have any cleaning experience. That ad attracts people applying to everything, just trying to get a job, just trying to get a paycheck, who they're not going to be loyal to. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. That was bad ad number one. Bad ad number two, the demands list. Seeking experienced residential cleaner, must have own transportation and 2 years minimum experience, no criminal record, must be available weekdays, 8 to 5, 15 an hour. Okay, what's wrong with that one? The ad is all take and no give. It lists everything you need from them, which is the wrong way to write a hiring ad. Okay, you're not offering them anything in return. What makes your company so good to work for? Why are you number one? That's how you have to think of it. That's how you have to think of it. That an ad like that is telling them there's no benefits, there's no protection, there's no security. This place is boring as hell, and I'm going to hate going to work. And the best candidates that have the most talent and professional cleaning experience keep going. They keep going. They keep scrolling. So only the desperate apply to this. Bad ad number three, the copy and paste. Right? Or, and I'm going to say this, the copy, throw it into ChatGPT and make your own ad. Be original, right? Be original. Why would someone do an exercise for yourself and write down why someone would want to come work for you? Write down why you, why your company. What do you offer them? Forget about having ChatGPT write your ad for you. Write it yourself. If you want to throw it in chat to have it embellished and fixed up at the end and make it sound a little bit prettier, fine. But write your ad yourself. Everyone knows if you're depending on AI. There was something that Amar sent on the ZenMaid newsletter today, and it was awesome because it said something like, your clients know you're using AI to write the marketing ads, and it's totally true. It's totally true. And I think what we're gonna see with AI is that we're gonna swing so far to the left with being automated that people are actually going to fight it, and they're gonna crave human connection. You wait to see what happens. So bad ad number three, the copy and paste. Growing cleaning company looking for motivated self-starters to join our team, flexible hours, competitive pay, must pass background check, apply today. What's wrong with this? The motivated self-starters, flexible hours, competitive pay. Okay, but the phrases don't really mean anything. Every cleaning company in your city is saying the same thing. There's nothing in this paragraph that says your company is great. It's nothing that stands out, and it's just like a wallpaper. Okay, it's just like a wallpaper. So what a great hiring ad actually looks like. Let's talk about, and I'm going to read you one. I'm going to read you mine. Okay, one of mine. I rotate a bunch of them. The difference is a great hiring ad, like I've said before, is a sales ad. You're selling your company to a future employee that's going to represent you, and go in your clients' homes. That's a direct representation of your company. They have to be good. They're going to look good. They're going to be put together. They can't be vaping in the car and going into the house. You can't allow that stuff to happen. Okay? So you want to speak in your ad something meaningful that says, wow, that seems like a really great place to work, right? I heard that today on my interview that I did with someone that we're planning on bringing in, and she was like, your company sounds great. It's the way I wrote it. I didn't say all this boring shit in my ad, right? So your hiring ad needs to do four things. It needs to speak directly to the person you want to hire, their life, their needs, their goals. That means hours, pay, what the job brings, what it entitles, why the role of professional house cleaner is important, what does it do for the client, okay? It tells them exactly what working for you looks like, what the schedule looks like, the culture looks like, what the team looks like, and what the opportunity looks like. And then you're going to make them feel something. You want them to feel excited, or they feel like they would be safe working at that company. We know that some cleaning companies send their techs out in unsafe working conditions, and that is not right because they don't go and see their homes. They do sight unseen estimates, which is something I teach people in my Drop the Mop Accelerator program, is to ditch the online estimates and start doing in-person estimates, whether you're doing them or you hire someone to do them, because we're in people's houses and people need to trust us. So that's very different. Plus, you don't want to compete on price. When you do sight unseen estimates, you compete on price. And that is a race to the bottom, right? So you want to make the applicant feel that this company is different. And then you want to show them a future. So it's not just, where they're going to work here for 6 months and they're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts because they offer a couple more dollars an hour, right? You want to make them feel like this is not just a paycheck. This is actually a career path and a reason that people want to stay. Does that make sense, everyone? Everyone say hi to me. Someone talk to me. Someone talk to me. Someone say hi. Okay, here's what a great ad looks like. Okay, are you someone who takes pride in your work and wants to be part of a team that actually has your back? At MaidBright, we're looking for residential cleaners who show up, care about the details, and want more than just a paycheck. So that sentence alone right there opens it up, and it sounds very confident, direct, and like there's an opportunity for growth. And then I say, here's what we offer. And I say a lot of other things in here, but this is just one example. Here's what we offer. W-2 employment, which means your taxes are handled correctly. Why does that make a difference? Because most cleaning companies are paying 1099, and in most states in the US, that is illegal, and you are doing your cleaner a severe injustice just because you want to save taxes. So that's in my ad, ladies and gentlemen. That's a rip the Band-Aid off moment. There's people around me in my community that are paying their cleaners illegal, and I have decided to take a stand against it and rectify it one by one. But anyways, okay. Taxes are handled correctly. You're telling them that when they're getting paid 1099, they're getting paid incorrectly. Okay. Paid time off. We offer paid time off because you deserve a life outside of work. Paid holidays because your family time matters. Workers' comp coverage, just so you know you're protected on the job. I'm telling them everything that they get with my company. And then I say something to the effect of, come work for a company where every team member feels like family, not just a number on the schedule. There's room to grow into a leader position for the right person. We provide all supplies, all equipment, so they know that they're not having to lug anything around. All you need to bring is your work ethic and your pride. If you're tired of being treated like a contractor when you're working like an employee, this is the place for you. Apply below. We'd love to meet you. So that's one of them. I have been known to say things like, come work for a company that loves, what is it? The phrase is, come work for a company where everyone loves Mondays, right? Because everyone hates Mondays. So I flipped it around, right? So these things work, okay? Do you see the difference? You see the difference in that? My ad is, what can I do for you? How can I make your time at MaidBright valuable, fun, and how can I make you feel respected? That is how you attract people. You don't attract people the other way, telling them, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. You attract by saying, what can I do for you to make your experience at MaidBright amazing? That's how you do it. That ad makes someone stop. It makes them feel seen. It answers their questions. They're like, wow, there's benefits. You know how many cleaning companies don't offer benefits, don't offer paid time off, paid vacation time, PTO, they don't pay for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We offer all those things because those things matter. Why would someone want to come work for you if they can't earn sick time or PTO? They're not. They're gonna jump. They're gonna jump for you. So ask yourself right now, why should someone choose your company over every other company in your city? If you can't answer that in 5 seconds, Your ad can't either. So rewrite that tonight. Fix number 2. Raise your hiring standards. Get clear on who you actually want before you post the ad. Write it down. What does your ideal team member look like? No one thinks of these things. Not just skills, not just attitude, but work ethic, values, communication style. Hire to that standard, not the desperation, warm body standard. And then you're going to fix your process. And this is important. If you want to write this down, fix your process. Switch from a phone interview to a Zoom interview so you can see what they look like. You want to see how they show up. I had one person show up in a bathrobe one time at 10 a.m. from her kitchen. Did I hire her? Hell no. I'm not showing up to someone does an interview in her bathrobe. Then I had another one trying to do a Zoom interview from her phone laying in bed. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're not getting a job. Probably anywhere. It's amazing. So do the Zoom interview. Do that first. 15-minute screener. Okay? They'll save you weeks of headaches. And pay attention to how they communicate before they start. Do they respond to your messages? Do they show up on time? Do they reschedule it? Do they follow your instructions? How someone behaves in the hiring process is exactly how they will behave on the job. They're showing you who they are. So stop hiring people that are just looking for any job. You want to see if people can clean. You want to see if people ask questions, take pride in their work. Who sees this as actually a real career? Check your onboarding, right? Sometimes it's not a bad hire. It's maybe you threw them in the deep end with zero training, zero structure, zero onboarding process, and they left because they felt that they were set up to fail. These are all things you have to look inward first to find. So your team is going to be a direct reflection of your leadership. If people keep leaving, you have no choice but to examine why. Okay, fix number 3, change the way you think about hiring. This is the mindset shift that changes everything for your company. Hiring is not a cost. Hiring is an investment in your freedom. Because what does it mean when you can hire people that can go out and do the work for you? It means you no longer have to clean. I haven't picked up a mop except in my own house since 2020. And I was mop free in 2019, but then COVID hit and I had to go back in and help. So it's sort of like 7 years. 7 years, right? Every time you send an employee to a job instead of yourself, you are getting your time back. And time is the most valuable thing in this business, not to mention the fact it's a great tax shelter. But when you're in the field cleaning, you cannot market, you cannot sell, you cannot lead, you cannot do the schedule, you cannot grow. You're cleaning alongside of them. So stop waiting until you can afford to hire. Start building pricing from day one. You have to change your pricing to be able to hire. That's the big difference. Anyone can hire. You just have to have the right pricing, right? So if your prices don't support a team, that's the first thing you have to fix. I scaled my company over 850,000 and I didn't do it with a mop in my hand. I only cleaned in the beginning, right? I did it by building a team, by building systems, by building a company culture that everyone loves to work here. And that's how I was able to step into my role as a CEO, because you cannot CEO and clean at the same time. Pick one. And if you're serious about scaling, you already know which one it needs to be. So I want you to do these 4 things when you get off the call or, whatever. So 4 things that you're doing right now that I want you to do as an exercise after this training. I want you to rewrite your hiring ad. Make it a sales ad. Speak to your ideal employee. Tell them exactly why your company is the place that they want to have their career. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, raise your hiring standards. Get clear on who you want before posting. Stop hiring out of desperation. Stop picking people up. Stop picking them up. They have to have a ride to work. They should have a car, but at least they have to have a ride to work, right? To meet you. You're not picking anyone up, right? This isn't the let's do everything for the employee show, right? They need to get their butt to work, okay? 3, fix your pricing. If you can't afford to hire, your prices are too low, period. So build your team into your cost structure and charge them accordingly. Number 4, commit to the CEO role. Make that decision right now that is your job to lead the company. Okay, that is your job. It is no longer going to be your job to clean. Everything changes when you make that decision. Okay, so here's what I want to leave with you today. Hi, Christina. Hi, Bright Power Wash. No one was talking to me. What I want to leave with you today is the cleaning business owners that are scaling, the ones hitting, 3, 4, 500,000, 800K, $1 million and beyond. They're not doing it alone. They're building teams. They're built systems. They stopped being the best cleaner in their company and started being the best leader. Those are very different. And it started with one decision. So stop blaming the labor market. Start building a company that people actually want to work for. Start building a cool company. You want to feel proud of what you've built. Now, you don't want to look at, oh, I got to hire. Oh, my God, it's so daunting, blah, blah, blah. I hate it. If you put that energy out in the universe about hiring, that's exactly the same energy you're going to get back. Trust me on that, right? So you can do this. Everyone can do this, but you have to be willing to look in the mirror first. You have to look in the mirror first. So if this hit home for you, good. I'm glad. Drop me a comment. Hit subscribe. Like I said, tell me the number one struggle you're dealing with right now with hiring. Put it in the comments. I read all the comments after. I read every single one. And if you're ready to maybe make some changes and stop being the operator and start being the CEO, I'm going to post some links below with more information on how you can get further support with me, either in my group program or one-on-one. What I can tell you is the owners that have committed to working with me and have stayed with me have gotten massive results, like triple, quadruple their income. They've gotten out of the field. They fixed their hiring, their pricing, their systems, because when I work with people, I build from the foundation. So you cannot build a house with no foundation. So I teach you the foundations, like target market, how to attract the right people, how to brand your company to attract the right people. That's a whole science that all these pop-up cleaners are not doing, right? All these pop-up cleaners are having ChatGPT make their ads and throwing them up on Facebook, and they're lousy, right? You can't read them. They're too busy. It says too much on the page. All those people are going to look the same. They're going to look the same. And that's to your advantage, because then you can look different, be different, right? So don't forget to subscribe to the page. Will I see you next week? I actually will not see you next week because I'm going to my niece's graduation in Vermont. I thought I was going to see you, but I'm actually not going to see you. So I will post some links above board if you want more information about how to really scale. And don't forget, every Wednesday, 5 p.m., I do live at 5 on the YouTube channel. It was Facebook at the beginning of the year, but I switched it because YouTube doesn't give me any tech headaches like I used to have tech headaches with the Facebook live streaming. So just know, even though the Facebook group, everyone's in the Facebook group, the training is actually live on YouTube. So hit subscribe and you'll never miss a training. All right, I hope this was helpful, everyone. I hope this was helpful. All right, have an amazing evening and happy hiring.